this week's review of The Heartbreak Kid, starring Ben Stiller.
Showtime.
She's gorgeous, fun, she's a great person.
At some point, you're just gonna have to close your eyes and jump.
I've only known her for 6 weeks.
You should be thanking God that a woman this fantastic would even consider you.
You may kiss the bride.
Can you believe it? I finally took the plunge. I got the next 3 weeks off. We're road tripping it down to Cabo.
You got a pretty good voice there.
You're gonna be hearing a lot of it for the next 40 or 50 years.
Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So much, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer.
They're so cute. That's us in 10 years.
I hope it's more than 10 years.
You're probably right. I'm really bad at math. Eddie, think fast!
Ow! Honey, come on! You snorted.
That's how I got the deviated septum. That wasn't what you think it was.
What? I didn't hear anything. So how's Lila? I'm telling you, the second we got married, it's like a switch flip.
What's the matter, Eddie, you little girl?
She's a nightmare, Mac. Yeah.
Go away!
Wait, what, are you serious?
Ben Stiller back together again with the Farrelly brothers. I really like the Farrelly brothers a lot, and one of the best times I ever had at a movie theater was watching their classic There's Something About Mary back in the summer of 1998. This was definitely their peak, so it makes sense. Just like bringing back Jim Carrey to make Me, Myself, and Irene, then they bring back Ben Stiller for the newest movie, The Heartbreak Kid. Before we get started, let's take a look back at all the Farrelly brothers movies that I've seen and how they would rank. I won't give a rating, but I will give you an idea of what I thought of them. First, they came out swinging with an instant classic, Dumb and Dumber, followed by an equally funny Kingpin, and then the movie that set the bar for modern comedies, There's Something About Mary, followed by Me, Myself, and Irene, and the next, Shallow Hal. This is when their movies took a nosedive. Say It Isn't So was downright painful, and Stuck on You definitely is when they hit rock bottom. This should have been a 2-minute Saturday Night Live skit, and they drove this one gag completely in the ground for an hour and a half. And Fever Pitch to me wasn't that much better. I'm not really a big fan of Jimmy Fallon in the movies. See Taxi for another example. Followed by their non-directed film, The Ringer, which sounded kind of funny considering that South Park already did a funny episode on this fairly taboo subject. The Ringer was a very non-funny version of that same concept. And now we come to their latest movie, The Heartbreak Kid. Like everyone who remembers them in top form, I was really rooting for them to pull out some magic that's been missing for the past 6 years. But to be honest, I figured after seeing the trailer that it'd be a long shot. And I was hoping that it'd be better than their last 4 movies, and luckily it was, but not by much. As always, this is some pretty crude humor, and that's the Farrelly brothers' whole shtick. This one is not as bad as Superbad, but it's definitely not too far from it. And one thing is for sure, this one isn't good for the kiddies or first dates. The cast was as good as always. Now the Farrelly brothers have never had any trouble finding talented actors to be in their films. And 2 of the standouts for this movie were clearly Rob Corddry and Danny McBride. There were some fairly funny moments in the movie, but they were few and far between. This movie is very one-dimensional, and this isn't giving anything away that wasn't in the trailer, but he marries a girl, and once they get married, she turns into a complete nightmare. Now while on his honeymoon, he runs into the woman of his dreams. And this is a mildly amusing concept, but the biggest problem is that whatever jokes they do have, they just beat them in the ground until it's just not funny anymore. So when he's with his wife, it's a total disaster. Then when he's with the new girl, it's sheer bliss. And this same thing goes on and on and on for about an hour. The over-the-top scenes they use in this movie, like the zipper and hair gel scenes in Something About Mary, is definitely the donkey scene and the jellyfish scene. These are those disgusting scenes they try to put in every one of their movies to say, we were the first directors too, and then fill in the blank. This movie is very predictable, and about halfway through the film, you're just hoping this will be a short comedy movie and not a long one. Now I do think some people will like this movie, but I will say this falls so short of their first 5 films that it's hard not to be very disappointed considering how good their movies used to be. Overall, if you like some of their later stuff, which I didn't, then you may enjoy yourself. But if you feel like I do about the last 4 to 5 movies, then I wouldn't go out and see this one and maybe rent it. The magic just isn't there like it used to be. The Farrelly brothers are good guys with a lot of talent, but for some reason, the well just seems to have run dry, and I hope somehow they can get back to form. But with the dry spell hitting around 5 to 6 movies, it doesn't look good. This movie was better than some of their more lackluster films, but nowhere near the glory days. From overall rating, I give The Heartbreak Kid 2 stars.
Whoa, no.
I didn't know there was a line, Robert.
I got 2 words for you, heartbreak and kid.
Oh, God! Come on, guys, let's screw you.